Most men don't realize that the things they're doing every single day are destroying them. It's destroying their confidence levels, their relationships, their health, and even their ability to increase how much money they make. They think it's totally fine to do these actions on a daily basis. But you need to realize one thing: these same actions are costing you your dreams, and chances are you yourself are still indulging in the 7 destructive behaviors we're gonna cover in this video. Look, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Life, for the bottom 99% of men, it's brutal, and trust me, it is not going to get better. While for the top 1% of men, life is better than it has ever been. The first bad habit that is making you weak is trying to please everyone. You see, I genuinely believe that as a man, you need to follow your own mission, your own path. Your mission or your purpose, it's the thing that makes you jump out of bed every single morning. It's the thing that drives you, that energizes you. It's the reason why you're alive or you were born. But unfortunately, a lot of men, especially young men, because they crave the respect and the admiration of their peers, they try to please everyone. But you need to realize that no matter what you do, not everyone is gonna appreciate you. No matter what you believe, no matter what you stand for, you'll always have haters, people who criticize you and who believe the opposite of what you believe. And that's why as long as there will be human beings, we'll have conflicts, we'll have wars, because people disagree. So not only is trying to please everyone an impossible task, but it will also prevent you from finding out what's the thing that you were meant to do. And by trying to please everyone, you need to realize you're always going to be contradicting yourself. You have no true sense of self. What do you stand for? Your identity is going to change depending on who you're talking to. But no one truly respects someone with such a weak foundation. Now more than ever, the world needs strong masculine leaders. And leaders do exactly what they need to do, even if it's gonna piss off some people, because they know they're doing it for the greater good. And the simple truth is that if you've got big goals, a lot of people simply won't understand you. You need to come to terms with that. And in fact, a lot of people, they're gonna criticize you, make fun of you, laugh at you. They'll tell you you're too unrealistic, you should slow down a bit. But if you're too afraid to go and to do the thing that you need to do to make your dreams come true because of how other people might perceive you, guess what? You will never accomplish anything substantial in your life. You need to realize that every great leader, people that nowadays we look up to, people that we call geniuses, at first they were outliers. Most people did not believe in them. Most people did not recognize their potential. Now the simple truth is that not everyone deserves to be your friend. I'm sure you've heard the saying, they want to see you do well, but never better than them. Like, believe it or not, but as you work harder to improve yourself, to become a better version of yourself, and to build a better life, a lot of people that you're really close to, people that you thought were your closest friends, you might realize that after all, they might not have the best intentions at heart. When someone is leveling up, people have two choices. They can level up themselves, be inspired and do better, push themselves harder, but that requires effort. It's difficult to do. Or they can try to drag that person down. It takes significantly less effort, and that's how they deal with it, because to them it's a blow to their ego. And that's exactly how I lost one of my closest friends a while ago. But you can't force everyone to climb with you to the top. The truth is, some people just aren't meant for it. Some people don't have what it takes in them. So no matter what, always put yourself and your goals first. The right people will follow along. They'll be there to support you. They'll believe in you, even when you're at rock bottom and you've got absolutely nothing. And in the same spirit, the wrong relationships will fall apart, as they should. Now, the other bad habit that is keeping you weak is a poor diet. You see, the funny thing is that a lot of people think that exercising is more important to the things that they put in their bodies, the foods that they consume. I've had countless people tell me that the reason why they were out of shape is because they didn't exercise enough. But what's always baffled me is that these people, they don't pay attention to what they eat. Everyone knows that putting the wrong fuel in a car is a terrible idea, so no one does it. And if it does happen, it's an unfortunate accident. Yet, most people don't realize that their own bodies are just like a car. It's the vehicle that we use to navigate everyday life. But unlike a car, you can't just show up to the dealership and get a brand new one if the one that you have is broken. Your body is gonna be with you for the rest of your life, and that is why you need to take care of it. It saddens me to see that a lot of people have so much potential, yet they don't even realize it. They don't believe in themselves. They are Ferraris, but because they put the wrong fuel in their car, in their vehicle, they will never get to see their full potential. I mean, nowadays, we literally have an obesity epidemic. The statistics show that 69% of all American adults are either overweight or obese. This means that if you went outside for a walk, almost 7 out of 10 people that you'd walk past would be either overweight or obese. And the worst part about it, year after year, it's only getting worse. That number keeps rising. But hey, that shouldn't be surprising when all over the world we have normalized eating close to 200 grams of sugar for breakfast. One of the very first things that people do when they wake up, it's poisoning themselves. Literally. I mean, just take a look at what most parents feed their kids nowadays. Sugary breakfast cereals, pastries, chocolate spread on bread, full sugar, no nutrients, no minerals, no vitamins. What a great way to start the day. You're gonna spike your insulin levels like crazy, and a couple hours later, they're gonna come crashing down. And that's when you get this mid-morning slump. You feel hungry, you start to crave something sweet. I mean, seriously, how do you expect to eat waffles with maple syrup and have a great productive morning? By the time 10 a.m. rolls around, they feel hungry, they crave something sweet, and their focus drops significantly. So if you truly want to take care of your vehicle, of your body, if you want to be able to perform at your maximum capacity, you want to focus on eating unprocessed single ingredient foods. Like if you're buying some meat, some veggies, it shouldn't have 10,000 1,000 different chemicals added to it. It shouldn't have any vegetable oils, any sugars, none of that crap. For the most part, you know what is healthy and what is not. Moving on to the third bad habit, which is playing video games. Now this is probably one of the worst things that men, particularly young men, do on a daily basis. You need to understand this one thing. Video games are literally designed to hijack your brain's reward system, because instead of going out in the real world, striving to become a better version of yourself, working hard to make your dreams come true, to make more money so you can provide for your future family, you prefer to spend hours every single day improving a fictional character in a fictional world, pixels on a screen. So in the real world, you can be a shy, anxious kid who's bullied at school. Your life is terrible. Yet when you come back home, you log into your multiplayer online video game and you are a respected war general, a feared savage. All of the things that are worth to achieve in life are difficult to obtain. If you want to build a great, a strong, a muscular physique, it's gonna take you years of hard work, of persistence, of perseverance, of going to the gym and working out when you least feel like doing it, of getting up early and walking to the gym in the rain because you have no other options. You'll have to watch what you eat. You can't always be eating pizza and donuts and junk food. You'll have to sleep properly. Now you can't stay up until 5 AM playing video games with your friends on Discord. If you want to build a profitable business so you can break free from your dead-end job and be able to provide for the people that you love, pick your own hours and work anywhere in the world, buy anything you want without having to sweat over the price tag, guess what? It's gonna take you months and even years of hard work and of persistence. So now when you play countless hours of video games, a lot of dopamine floods your entire body. It's the hormone that makes you feel good. You trick your brain into thinking you're achieving a lot of things. Your brain doesn't actually realize that it's only an artificial feeling provided by pixels on a screen, not real-world accomplishments. So now in comparison, all of the hard things that you need to do to reach your goals, to build a better life, not just for yourself, but also for the people that you love, for the people that count on you, guess what? All of it in comparison, it's going to feel extremely boring. You won't even be able to focus for 10 minutes straight. You need to realize that your brain is very short-term oriented. It's always going to prefer playing video games or binge watching Netflix instead of working out or reading a book. But if I can guarantee one thing, it's that the actions that you do on a daily basis will determine exactly what type of life you get to live in 2, 3, 5 years from now. In fact, if you showed me what a day, what a week in your life looks like, I would be able to predict with extreme accuracy what your life is going to be like in just a few years from now. So ask yourself this question: are the actions that I do every single day helping me to reach my goals? If the answer is no, stop those activities. Moving on to the next bad habit, which is poor quality sleep. Now some people are true night owls. They really function best in the late evenings and at night. For these people, doing deep creative work at let's say 11 PM truly works best. That's when they do their most productive, focused work. But let's be honest, what are most people doing at night? Are they doing something productive? No, they're not. Like, it saddens me to see that so many young men, they prefer to stay up at 2, 3, 4 AM to play video games, to binge watch Netflix episodes, or to be on social media, to mindlessly scroll on TikTok or on Instagram. If instead they decided to go to sleep at the latest at 11 PM and get up early, they could accomplish so much more. Something that a lot of people do, and that is destroying the quality of their sleep, is going to bed and waking up at different times every day. When you're doing that, you've got to realize it's essentially as if you were constantly shifting time zones, so you're always exhausted, as if you were always experiencing jet lag. Now tell me, how focused will you be at school or at work if you're always tired? The quality of your work is heavily impacted by the quality of your sleep. You can Google this if you want, but plenty of studies have found that when people are sleep deprived, their cognitive abilities decrease significantly. Bad habit number 5 is porn and excessive masturbation. Most people don't even realize just how terrible, how destructive porn and excessive masturbation are. The side effects are similar to video games, but in fact, they're even worse. You've got to realize that when you go on your dirty website, you watch your video, you do your thing, you're watching someone doing the thing with someone else. You're looking at something in third-person perspective, when in real life, you're gonna do it first-person perspective. But not only that, you watch 2 other people doing the thing. You cuckold yourself. Literally. Would you watch the person that you love getting banged by someone else? Do you think that's what masculine men do? When you're a masculine man, when you're on your mission, you're working hard every single day, you don't have time for any of that. And in fact, you have too much self-respect to go in to watch someone else do the thing with someone else. Not to mention that we spoke about many bad habits, but the amount of dopamine that porn and excessive masturbation gives you is insane. It's completely off the charts. So after you've done your thing, you're not gonna go and lift heavy stuff at the gym. You're not gonna be able to go into focus, do some deep work. Instead, you'll just lay in bed, scroll on TikTok, give undeserved validation to the fitness girls of Instagram. You'll go watch pointless YouTube videos. You'll go play video games. And guess what? Time goes by and you've done nothing. You're still extremely far from achieving all that you want to achieve. While another guy is working hard in the shadows and he's gonna get everything that you want, the money, the status, the love, the respect, and you won't. Not to mention that porn also creates social anxiety. I can't even tell you how many young guys, they do their thing in front of their screen and then they're too shy to talk to people, to go socialize. It's even worse if the person they're speaking to is a girl. Now they can't even function like a basic human being. It's like this massively scary thing. But the worst part about porn and excessive masturbation is probably the fact that you trick your brain into thinking that you're a high value man, that you're successful, that you've accomplished everything that there is to accomplish in life. Because back then, when we used to live in tribes, the weak members of the tribe would not get access to procreation. So you needed to be strong, you needed to fight hard, you had to earn it. So to get access to that dopamine, you needed to do hard things. But nowadays, you can hijack that system in your brain by opening up the incognito navigation and doing your thing in front of pixels on a screen. Now, if you genuinely want to quit porn, the best thing that you can do is to go off TikTok and Instagram, because on those platforms, you're always going to be exposed to soft porn. And follow all of the girls doing their dances, all of the fitness models. You don't need to see any of that. Not only are you wasting your time, but you're giving other people your attention. They profit off of it. I mean, as we speak, some girls are making $100,000 a month on OnlyFans because some desperate dudes are paying to see their content. That's literally more than what doctors make in a year. Now, the next bad habit that is keeping you weak is paying attention to the news. The truth is that most of what you see in the news is never going to impact your day-to-day life. And even big world events, like what happened recently, you'll hear about those events, you'll be informed. You can't miss out on something that big. And when you look at the news, it's always negative stuff. Why? Because they want to keep you in a scarcity mindset. Things that are scary, abnormal, it grabs people's attention. It keeps them watching for longer. And that is how TV makes money. Fear is a very powerful tool that has been used by the elites since thousands of years to control the masses. Because when you're afraid, similarly to when you're in love, you don't make rational decisions, you don't do what you should do, you do what your emotions tell you to do. And oftentimes, it's not the right thing. When you're afraid, you'll also take less risks. Because if you're in survival mode, you're thinking about living day to day. You're not gonna start that business because you're afraid. You think everything might collapse. You think you might not be able to feed your family, so you don't even try. But as we get further and further into the future, the window of opportunity that we have to build crazy wealth like never before in the entire history of mankind is slowly closing. And soon enough, there will only be the rich and the poor. Like I can tell you for a fact, I would have never been able to live this kind of life if I hadn't started my own online business. And as a beginner, I know it can be extremely confusing to know exactly where to start. That's why I've recorded a free guide in which I analyze every popular online business model. Together, we take a look at the pros, at the cons, and I'll also share with you for completely free the 3-step process that you can use to get your first customers as quickly as possible. With that, you're guaranteed to beat 99% of the competition. It's the first link in the description below. Now, with that said, what are you waiting for? It's time to get to work.